What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV, back here for another Tottenham update, and back here again with Mr. Brian Daigle. How are we doing, Brian, today?
Mr. Ben Daniel, I am doing fantastic. I'm doing great. I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing good, mate. I'm doing good. Big shock in the World Cup so far. Probably the biggest shock of the World Cup. Maybe will be the biggest shock of the World Cup is Spain drawing with Cape Verde. That's what you get for not starting Pedro Porro, eh?
Damn right, damn right. When will these people learn? When will these people learn? I feel sorry for the guy that put $1 million down.
Yeah.
That's more money than sense. He's probably got quite a few in the bank. So, but madness. But yeah, definitely a huge shock.
Yeah. So Pedro Porro, I don't even think he got on the pitch, did he? At all?
Over after 50 minutes. I haven't got a clue.
Yeah, not even one single minute. But yesterday, who did get on the pitch was Lucas Bergvall, coming on, playing quite well for Sweden, getting an assist. I mean, if you can call it an assist, he laid it off to Ayari, and Ayari just belted it in from like 25, 30 yards. But he becomes Sweden's youngest ever player to make an assist in a World Cup. So big up to record breaker Lucas Bergvall.
I mean, it's always great to break records for your nation, isn't it? When I saw that stat, but I forgot. I thought it was the youngest player ever in a tournament, but it wasn't. It was Sweden, and it's a great record to have, and to mark it with an assist. You'll remember it forever.
Yeah, I mean, if you're youngest ever player to play in a tournament at 20, I mean, you could probably count about 50.
Yeah,
that would be younger. But yeah, look, big up to Lucas Bergvall, making an impact in this tournament in Sweden's 5-1 win over Tunisia. More Spurs boys to play tonight with Uruguay, I think, are facing. Who are Uruguay facing tonight? I know they're playing.
Uruguay have got, let's have a look. But Uruguay are playing World Cup fixtures. Let's have a look. Uruguay tonight have Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia, that's it. So Rodrigo Bentancur hopefully strutting his stuff this evening in the World Cup. So we'll see how that one goes. But yeah, Bergvall, probably the biggest impact of any Spurs player as of yet in this current World Cup. But look, it's been a decent tournament so far. You enjoying it?
Well, what I've seen of it, I was asleep most of the weekend. So even though it's the time zones that suit me brilliantly, I've been so exhausted. But I plan to watch a lot more this week. Definitely starting with Wednesday around 3 o'clock or 8 p.m. your time.
Yeah. Come on, England.
Come on, England.
Let's talk about this link with Pape Matar Sarr. So Sky Sports have claimed that Pape Matar Sarr is among the names that Brentford are looking at this summer. They've got a list of names in midfield looking to strengthen that area of the pitch, and Pape Matar Sarr is amongst them. So how do you feel about that? And do you feel the time is coming to an end now at Tottenham with Pape?
I do. I do with Pape Matar Sarr. When he started off in Ange's team, I actually think we looked at it and said the Basuma-Maddison partnership was looking strong. I actually think it was the Sarr and Basuma partnership that actually embedded that performances over the first 10 games. I thought Sarr was incredible in them. But we look at the time we've had him, he just hasn't improved, has he? He's just, we don't know what we use him for. We don't know what he is. And he hasn't really progressed. And it's come to the time now where I think it is time to possibly move him on if we get a good enough bid. So he would be one of the guys that I would look to move on.
Yeah, I completely agree, to be honest. And I think it's a shame because I really like Pape. Only 23 years of age still. So I think whoever picks him up is still getting a good player that can improve a lot. But I feel ever since he went to that AFCON, do you remember? I think it was in that season that you were talking about, I think. Or it might have been the next season. I can't remember. But he was flying up until we went to the AFCON. And ever since he went, he just hasn't been the same player, even till the present day.
No, I remember him getting a back injury that kept him out for a bit, and he came back and he wasn't really the same. We had him in that. I mean, let's not forget in the Thomas Frank game against Manchester City, the second game, he was incredible. He was absolutely incredible. And every single manager seems to have a role for him, but it's a different role to the previous one. And he starts off flying, then it's just burnout or an injury, or so he starts off in one position flying. And then there's then he goes backwards or stays stagnant. And we're at the time now. If a player's been here for 4 years and there hasn't been any real development, and a manager can't find the best position, time to cut your cloth accordingly and bye bye.
Yeah, it's all about the consistency with Pape because we can get moments, we can get good games. we can never get like a string of performances from him. That's the reality here with Pape. So look, I think it's time to regenerate that midfield, and you're looking at the midfielders who could potentially go. Obviously, Basuma's gone now. We don't know what's going on with Paulinho. I think Pape is going to be the next one out the door after that. I really do.
I agree with you, and I think it's silence. I wish him well. I think there's a real player in him, and I think he can go on to become a great player. But how long does Spurs wait, and how many times have we gone wait and going, this guy will come good? It's time to go, as a famous person once said.
Let's talk about Cristian Romero. A lot has been said about him, well, for a long time, to be honest, ever since last summer. And SZY is claiming that a Saudi Arabian club have inquired over the availability of Cristian Romero. However, he does not want to go there. But no other clubs are moving for Romero as of this present moment in time. So how does this one play out?
No, let's face it, it's the first day of the window. There's a World Cup to go through. Maybe they want to see his injury.
Happy transfer window day today.
Yeah, mate, not just happy transfer window day. Buzzword bingo is now open and in full effect, and we've had a few already, which is...
I think it's been open for a while, Brian.
It has been, but today we had a good one for Dusan Vlahovic, which is we're in the mix. We're in the mix. We're off some good ones, but like you said, he was never going to go to Saudi Arabia. I don't think with Kuti it's about the money at all. He's been very well paid at Tottenham. I think he wants to go to a Spanish club, doesn't he? I think, or maybe back to Italy. But we had this with Richie. He didn't want to go to Saudi, did he? They're not wanting to go because of the money. They want to go and play in Europe and in the top teams. So I can only see Spain or Italy for Kuti, and hopefully that will come if he has a good World Cup and he proves his injury is gone. But also maybe he's speaking out against the ownership. Maybe some of his unprofessionalism whilst playing at Spurs, or lethargic. Look at the way he got back for the second goal at Notts Forest. Maybe that's not impressing the big teams, and they're not wanting to put a bid in just of yet. Maybe they need the World Cup to show the real Kuti, and hopefully that happens.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because, he was heavily linked to Atletico Madrid last summer. They only were willing to go up to 35 million euros. That's obviously never going to be a bid that Spurs are going to accept. Now, there are no clubs coming in for him. It's very early days. Obviously, there's not time for a team to come in for him. But Ben Jacobs said yesterday that Spurs value him at 70 to 80 million. I mean, it doesn't look like anyone's going to stump up that sort of money. So how does this play out? Do you think he stays? Do you think he goes? And if he does stay, then what happens with, Spurs obviously heavily chasing Van Hecke? What if we bring in Van Hecke and Romero ends up staying because we don't get the bids?
Exactly. And what goes on with Vuskovic then? It's like a defensive triangle kind of thing, like trying to sort out with which I think it's like Domino Rally, isn't it? Which one sparks it all off? I think bids will come in for Kuti after the World Cup. I can't see him staying. Spurs may start at 60 or 70, 80, but I don't think they'll go there. I think we get 60 for him. And again, if it gets to that point and they're saying 70, 80, maybe Roberto De Zerbi says, listen, guys, we're not going to get that. I need this money to rejuvenate the squad. Additional to whatever funds you're making available for us. I've got the power. This is what we're doing. So I think it's very, very early days with Kuti.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I think a deal will get done at some point. But I mean, it is very surprising to me that no clubs are coming forward for him as of yet. But like I said, it is early days, so we'll see how that one progresses throughout the transfer window. But yeah, you're right. I think eyes will be on him at this World Cup. Yep. And if he smashes it like he did 4 years ago when they lifted the trophy, there'll be a host of clubs in for him, I'm sure.
Exactly. If he hadn't had his injury, Ben, at the end of the season, who knows? The bids may have started coming in already, but they don't know his fitness. They don't know how he's reacted to it. But like we said, time is on our hand with this one.
Let's talk about a couple of potential incomings. First up, we're going to talk about Lyon's Malick Fofana. A Lyon publication called Fervour Lyonnais says a first offer has arrived on the table for Malick Fofana. The Lyon player is said to have accepted the Tottenham offer, who have submitted a proposal of 26 million, I'm guessing euros, including bonuses. His agent is expected in London on Wednesday to finalise the deal. I mean, I've never heard of this source before,
There you go.
I've never heard of them before. It's obviously a French source, a source from Lyon, inside Lyon. So I don't know what to make of it. He is a player that that a lot of people have been speaking about for the last couple of years. He had a big ankle injury last season. He's very pacey, good at his one-on-one duels, can use both feet equally well. Left winger, but he had a big ankle injury last season. Came back for the final couple of games of the season. So he wasn't able to go to the World Cup with the Belgian national team. But if he was fit for the whole season, he probably would have gone.
Yeah, I mean, with him, I'm kind of in the middle with him because you look at him, he's got explosive pace, he's brilliant at dribbling, he can be a goal threat, but one of the final problems is final decision making. And funnily enough, we have quite a few of those. And again, it's a 21-year-old. Obviously, the heavy links with Savinho, which have gone quiet now. God knows why. They'll probably pick up again. I think for this left winger, we need a recognised, established player that comes in and is like, right, this position I've got on lockdown. This is mine. Not another one of this could be the next explosive thing. So I'm very, very cautious of this one.
And also, because he had a decent season the year before last, and because he's been out so long for an injury, he almost needs another season, probably still where he is, just to prove himself again, doesn't he?
Yeah, I completely agree. And this is why I think the big thing is this is an area we have to get right. We've had Heung-min Son having it on lockdown for so many years, and when you've lost that, you need to fill it in again. When you've lost a player of such iconic status and of such proven quality, you need to bring something in like that in case it's just a detriment of the team. And this is a position we have to get right. Our attacking was abysmal last season, in all honesty. And we need someone to come in and go, do you know what? That makes the Spurs attack look threatening.
Yeah, there's also another way you can look at it, because I remember last year when we were linked with Yan Diomande, everyone was like, another young player, another potential player having a good season. But, I don't know if you saw the Ivory Coast game last night. He was electric, wasn't he?
Oh, he was. I mean, there's exceptions to the rules. There's a reason people are saying £100 million for him. That's why, because he is showing the talent. He's got the talent. Has Fofana done that? Not to the status of him. So where clubs like your Liverpools or whatever are ready to break the bank for him or pay that fee, this guy, there's levels between these two, isn't there? Fofana and Diomande.
Yeah. At this moment in time, 100%. Yep. And last but not least, we're going to talk about Dusan Vlahovic. You gave us a bit of a spoiler before. Graham Bailey said that Tottenham remain firmly in the race for Dusan Vlahovic. The Serbian striker's wage demands are not currently viewed as a major obstacle, with Spurs, Chelsea and Newcastle all monitoring his situation closely. He's believed to want £150,000 a week from whichever club picks him up, which is not as much as he is on or was on at Juventus. He is a free transfer, so the wages are always going to be a bit higher when you're picking someone up on a Bosman. But where are you at with Dusan Vlahovic? Because I've always been quite open to Vlahovic joining. I think he's potentially or probably better than what we have.
Yep.
My number one's always going to be Guirassy, though. I think Guirassy just fits us like a glove. His record speaks for itself. But Vlahovic as well, he's not had a good time at Juventus, but he's always upheld a decent scoring record.
Yeah, I mean, look, Guirassy is my number one as well. He's been exceptional wherever he goes. Dusan Vlahovic, when I was at the training ground all January with Ryan and Graham, that's when I really wanted to come in. But then when he was rumoured to be wanting more than Harry Kane, I was like, who the hell do you think you are to come and try and demand more than that man? So I went completely, no, not a chance if it's going to be that money. And obviously he went to Juve. I think if he comes to the Premier League, he's either going to be a Jurgen Klinsmann or a Kolo Muani. There'll be no in between. I think, like you said, there is a player in there. And if he can adapt to the Premier League, he could be a monster. He could be an absolute beast. But we saw it with someone like Gyökeres, who came in with all the potential of doing well, and then it's taken him a while. Dusan Vlahovic is on a free, so Spurs and other clubs are obviously going to be sniffing around, and there's a potential to get a very good deal and a good return from him. I would rather spend money on Guirassy rather than pick him up on a free. But I think this one is going to be something that we're going to be hearing a lot of during the summer.
Yeah, I mean, players of that kind of quality don't come around on a free without having a club straight away. But you've got to question the fact that, we're sitting here June the 15th, he's on a free, and nobody's really picking him up. So, look, I'm open to it. I am open to it. But like I said, Guirassy, I think he is the best fit for Tottenham Hotspur in terms of what he brings, attitude, form, everything. There's no kind of... The only negative is probably his age, but even that I don't really look at as a negative. 30 years of age.
Is he 30 now?
Guirassy's 30, yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant Vlahovic. I was like, Jesus Christ.
No, Vlahovic is 26.
Okay, that's what I was about to say. Jesus, I thought like he aged. Guirassy, like you said, Guirassy at 30, brother. We need a striker that can score goals.
Yeah.
Do you remember the time we brought Adebayor in? When we brought Adebayor in, we didn't have any strikers that were capable of scoring. We brought him in. It's like the guy has come in to score goals, and he did. He comes in, he'll bang goals in the Premier League. And 30 at the moment in the Premier League is nothing really, is it?
No, 100%. I think he can go for another 2-3 years and get us bang them in the goals for those. And you never know, he could be keeping the seat warm for a certain Harry Kane if Spurs get their act together.
God, from your lips to God's ears, as we say, we can only hope and dream that happen. But again, if we sign him, it gives Spurs 2-3 years, like we said with the Robertson deal, to really scout for the next number one striker. Like, you look how badly we spent the Kane money, or replaced Kane with just sheer, no, put those two together, they can't even lace Kane's boots. It will give Spurs the opportunity to go, right, let's go and really scout the next striker that we're going to lay money down on and pin our hopes on. Like I said, I think Guirassy's got all the makings and all the attributes to be not only a success for Tottenham, but a success in the Premier League.
And it probably costs less on wages as well than Vlahovic. All right, well, let us know your thoughts on all those situations in the comment section below. A big up to Mr. Brian Daigle. Thank you for coming on once again. Do go and subscribe to Tottenham on Tour. Fantastic Spurs content. Very often. What, daily? Would you say daily?
Well, definitely Monday and Fridays. But if any news breaks when I get home from work, me and Ben will go live. And obviously I do Late Night Lily White every Sunday, which is a show I love doing and go for about 5 hours. And hopefully a lot more coming this window because Spurs are going to be very, very, very busy. Please, God. Please, God.
Hit that subscribe button on Tottenham on Tour. And we shall see you very soon, people. Enjoy the rest of your evening watching all the games as they happen. And like, subscribe, and comment. And as always, come on.